Does Mandani, when you hear him speak, is this a man who feels gratitude for the United States of America? Is this a man who feels grateful for all of the opportunities, the incredible bounty of this country? I don't know the guy, but my sense is he's had a very good life in this country. It would be nice for him to occasionally show a sense of gratitude instead of just attacking the United States for all of its problems.
Back at Fairford and other bases, they're going to make sure that no matter what happens, the peace and the prosperity and the goals of the American people are going to be well served by.
To New York City now, where you're from, where I'm from, and where Zohran Mamdani, who I've spoken about plenty of times on this show, is surging in the polls. He's now expected to be the next mayor of the Big Apple. We keep hearing more and more about this guy, his crazy economics, his adjacency to very anti-Israeli and some would say anti-Semitic comments. As a former New Yorker yourself, what do you make of this, and what do you make of this in terms of the broader move of the Democrat Party towards socialism away from mainstream middle America?
I think leftism goes hand in hand now with anti-Semitism and at the very minimum being anti-Israel, and that's what Zohran Mamdani represents. But beyond all that, all of his ideas, all of his socialist plans for New York City, they're largely going to fail. He can't do a lot of the things that he claims he can do. I mean, how many government-run grocery stores is he going to have in a city of 7 or 8 million people? 2, 3? It's not going to work. He can't really freeze rent. He wants to do it with rent-stabilized apartments. New Yorkers misunderstood it as all apartments. Obviously, this is all going to fail. So the question is, what will he turn to when it does fail? And I think Jews in New York need to be careful that he's going to turn to vilifying them, and they're going to be in danger. And that's not a crazy idea. That's something that plenty of politicians have done in the past. When their government policies fail, they find a way to scapegoat Jews. New York Jews need to be careful, and they need to think about getting out if he becomes mayor. It's time.
God, it's just absolutely shocking. I never would have thought, having grown up in New York, 40 years ago, that we'd be talking about Jews having to leave New York City, of all places.
Yeah.
But
Democrat and communist Zohran Mamdani. Here he displays his masculine energy, his raw strength. Brace yourselves, ladies, you're about to be underwhelmed.
This is how you move up in the polls. Yeah! Yeah! Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let me get one more, let me get one more! Let me get three! Let me get three! Let me get three! Yeah!
3. Alex, he didn't even do a single rep unassisted, let alone 3. You've got to say that was pretty pathetic.
That was very embarrassing. I mean, he should be ashamed. And he's from Africa. You'd think he'd have some strength to be able to do 135 pounds. You think that would be very easy for a normal, adult male that's in decent shape. But Mamdani is weak, and he's going to be weak on crime, and he's going to be weak when it comes to leading the city of New York. And I really hope that he does not win. But, you see all of the momentum that he has. People post this, and even though we're making fun of him, sadly, we're kind of giving him the publicity that he kind of wants, and that might help him propel in this election. So I really hope, for the sake of New York City, one of the greatest cities in the world, that he does not become their leader. But, when you see people cheering on a guy benching 135 pounds, they're not exactly setting the bar very high for what they want in their elected officials.